Your circumstances aren't right to be an asshole. So the other morning, I dealt with an individual who terminal cancer and sometimes tends to be an asshole. You know what? If that's your thing, I guess that's your thing. But we're having a conversation, some coworkers and I, and the question was brought up. If you have terminal cancer, you know you're going to die. You kind of have a right to be an asshole. And I said, no, you don't have a right to be an asshole just because you know you're going to die. Just because any situation, that's not a right. It's not a right to be an asshole, to be rude or anything. We have this term hangry. I'm sure I've talked about this before. People get hungry and they're rude and they're assholes. Just because you're hungry, just because you didn't do what you needed to do to have food, to be prepared, doesn't mean you get to be rude, doesn't mean you get to be an asshole to anybody else. And men, especially you, to your wives. Just because shit didn't go your way, just because your wife didn't have the house picked up or the food made or you name it, that doesn't give you a right to be an asshole. And the one of the guys brought up, well, if someone cuts you off in traffic and you're terminally ill, I think you have a right to give them the bird and be pissed off. You don't have any more right. So what? Someone cuts you off. Doesn't matter. Guess what? You're going to die. They're probably in a bigger hurry than you. But if you really look at it, we're all going to die. So again, you don't have the right to be an asshole just because you're going to die, because we're all going to die. So your situation, your circumstances doesn't give you the right. It's not a validation of you or allowing you to be an asshole, allowing you to be rude, allowing you to be a jerk, you name it. Now, can you get angry? Sure. Can you be upset? Sure. The Bible says, be angry, but do not sin. So, if you get angry, that's normal. That's common. We all get angry. We all have our own issues. We all have emotions. They're real. But how are you responding to your emotions? Are you being aware of your emotions? Or are you simply just allowing your emotions to control you? This has been one of the biggest things over the past year that I have learned about myself, is that I allowed my emotions to control me. Instead of, if I get angry, okay, I get angry, but I don't have to be an asshole to my wife. If I get angry, I don't have to just fly off the handle at my kids. Do I still do it sometimes? Yes, because I'm human. But I'm better. I've gotten better through meditation, through different modes of just being aware and understanding me and understanding, okay, there are situations that really make me upset. And I've been reading or listening to The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. And last night, the chapter, she was talking about if something's upsetting us, if someone is upsetting us, that's probably upsetting us because we hate that part of ourselves. And we haven't accepted that we are that person, or that we can be that person. So if you get upset at somebody else for doing something, guess what? It's you projecting your own negativity on them. And I did this for so many years to my wife and to my kids, and I probably did a really good job of hiding it out in public. But in my home, I was terrible at this. And still learning to just deal with the the negative emotions or the dark side of who I am, and just learning more and more about me. And it's creating a whole new atmosphere in my home, in how I show up as a husband, as a father, as a leader. So men, I want to encourage you that figure your own emotions out, understand yourself, and don't be an asshole just because you didn't get what you want. You got dealt a shitty hand. We don't have to be rude, jerk, assholes, anything like that. Be in control of your emotions. You can still be angry. You can still be upset, but do not sin. God bless. I love you.